This Quran is temporary. The original Quran is allegedly, according to the Shia narrative, is with the Mahdi. With the Mahdi. And Mahdi has kept that Quran with him for the last 1,200 years. So we are all basically reading a corrupted Quran. The Shia 12 verse, Itna Ashariya, cannot believe in the Quran. They cannot believe the Quran to be authentic or authoritative as we have it today. As we have it today. The copy with us, okay, what we call the Uthmanic Mus'haf. And Uthman was from Banu Umayyah. The son-in-law of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was also from Banu Umayyah, from the same clan Muawiyah radiallahu anh came from. Uthman was one of the earliest Muslims who accepted Islam. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave two of his daughters to him in marriage, one after another. And he was responsible for putting the Quran together in the dialect of Quraysh and standardizing the text of it. What we have today there was supervised by Uthman radiallahu anh and his committee, right? That's one person from Banu Umayyah who put the Quran together. The second person from Banu Umayyah who served the Quran was Muawiyah, who wrote the Wahi for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So in their hatred of the Sahaba, in particular the ones who wrote the Quran and collected it and standardized it, they rejected. There are over 1,000 reports in the Shia literature that claim direct, deliberate corruption of the Quran on the part of the Sahaba. And they are all lies. They are all absolute lies. Okay? In their hatred, the founders of the Shia religion, they made up these reports. If you go and speak to the Shia today, okay, it depends who they are. There are two types, the Akhbaris and the Usulis. The Usulis, you say, all of those reports are false, they are lies. We ask them this question, first of all, who was forging reports on such scale and why? Why were they forging? These forgers, these liars, these Kadhabun, those who were attributing these reports to who? Imam Muhammad al-Baqir and Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq. They are attributing these reports that the Quran was deliberately corrupted. For example, in Al-Kafi, there are reports that state, this verse of the Quran, هَكَذَا نُزِلَتْ. This verse was revealed like this and it was changed to this. And there are multiple examples. Over 1,000 reports to this effect, with varying degree of corruption attributed to the Sahaba. Through who? Imam Muhammad al-Baqir and Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq. They are the ones who are telling this to their secret Shia. By the way, they are free of these lies. Those two Imams, this is another chapter, another story, another lecture in itself. We're not going to go into that. Shia epistemology is another different topic. Okay? So, the point here is that they attribute these reports to the Imams, two Imams, 1,000. The question is, why are these forgers forging this? And why were they put in Al-Kafi? Basically the foundation of your religion. Al-Kafi is the foundation of Shia religion, 12 religion. It's one of them, right? Why did Muhammad bin Yaqub al-Kulaini put these lies in his book to that scale? No answer. Second question. These people who are reporting these lies from from Muhammad al-Baqir and Ja'far al-Sadiq radiallahu anhuma, from both of them, right? Are they the same people who are reporting your concept of imamah? The answer is yes. Mullah Baqir Majlisi, he confirms this later on in Persia, who is one of the greatest muhaddithin. He says, if we question the reports about the tahrif of the Quran, the corruption of the Quran, then we have to be consistent and question every single report about imamah. So there goes your imamah. If you reject the corruption of the Quran, which is kufr akbar, corruption of the Quran, anyone who believes in the corruption of the Quran is kufr akbar. It takes you out of Islam. You're a kafir. If you say even a word of the Quran has been corrupted, you're a kafir. They will come back and say, oh, no, 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 in your books there is this hadith and there is that hadith and the goat ate the Quran. Da, 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 da. They will come back with these things, the shubhat. They'll come back with shubhat. And first of all, everything they will bring will have two problems with it. Either it is irrelevant and da'if, either what they bring to prove corruption in our books, for example, corruption of the Quran claimed in our books, either it is absolutely da'if, untrustworthy, and there will be Shias in the origin of it, the reports, or it's irrelevant, or it will be about nasikh and mansukh. Nasikh and mansukh. Okay? Certain verses of the Quran were abrogated. So they'll say, oh, no. We're not talking about nasikh and mansukh. Nasikh and mansukh is something the Shias also believe in. We have reports in the Shia books where Imams are allegedly teaching this very concept that's found in our hadith books, that there are certain verses of the Quran that were abrogated. We are talking about deliberate corruption. Don't conflate the two issues. What they claim is that there are verses in the Quran that were deliberately taken out or added to or manipulated or corrupted. That's what we are talking about. That's what we're talking about. Show us a hadith in our books where it says this ayah was revealed like this and someone took it out and put it like this. Right? Hakaza nuzilat, and then the name of Ali bin Abi Talib was taken out and the verse remains as it is. Or the names of the enemies of the Ahlul Bayt were there, they were taken out. So basically the Quran got corrupted. You know why this idea was concocted? It was due to the hatred of the Sahaba. Now, the founders of the Shia religion in Kufa and then later on in Qum, they had to be consistent. How can you curse the Sahaba? How can you hate them and make takfir of them? And you start with Muawiyah. How can you do that and then believe in the Quran? Because these are the people who gave us the Quran. So you have to now question the authenticity of the Quran. You have to reject the Quran as well. Otherwise, you're not being consistent. That's the game. That's why all these reports. But later on, it became a big problem for the Shia authorities because they could not now. Because the Quran says what? A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. La ya'tihi al-batilu min bayni yadayhi wala min khalfi. Batil, falsehood, will not affect this book from front or behind. Allahu Akbar. No falsehood will be able to affect this book. So if the Shia narrative about the Quran is correct, then the Quran has been proven wrong. Quran is claiming no falsehood will affect this book. Then in the Quran we are told, Inna nahnu nazzalna dhikra wa inna lahu lahafidhun. We have revealed the dhikr, we will guard it from corruption. Quran has been wrong according to the Shia narrative. Then inna alayna jam'ahu wa Qur'ana. It is upon us to collect it and get it read. Right? So all of these verses go against those ideas. That's why it was a big problem for those Shia authorities to justify. And all of this boils down to what? One thing. The hatred of the Sahaba. Those who took the Quran. And Muawiyah is at the middle of it. He is a katib. He's a writer. So he was a katib of wahi. He wrote wahi for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and this is a big problem for the Shia. If they accept this, then they can't even read this Quran, which is the temporary Quran. This Quran, by the way, okay, can you pass me a copy of the Quran very quickly, brothers? One of you, please. Yes, bring it, so that people know that this copy of the Quran. Today, the Quran we read today, in its current version, the Shia scholars who believe in the tahrif of the Quran openly, publicly, because all of them believe in it. Okay, I'm claiming this, all of them believe in it. They will deny it publicly. They will say we don't believe in it, but they do believe in it because there are over 1,000 reports in their books, unless they declare takfir of those people who reported them and who documented them and then wrote books to prove them. Okay, there is a Shia scholar who died nearly 100 years ago. His name was Nuri Tabrasi, who wrote this book titled Fasl al-Khitab fi Ithbat Tahrif Kitab Rabbil Arbab. Okay, decisive proof for what? To prove that the Quran has been corrupted. He's buried in the mausoleum of Ali bin Abi Talib radiallahu anh in Najaf. Allegedly, that's the mausoleum. They think Ali bin Abi Talib radiallahu anh is buried in Najaf. But there is no evidence for that. That's another topic. But this Quran is temporary. The original Quran is allegedly, according to the Shia narrative, is with the Mahdi. With the Mahdi. And Mahdi has kept that Quran with him for the last 1,200 years. So we are all basically reading a corrupted Quran. Okay? We are reading basically the New Testament and the Old Testament, which has been corrupted. So this guy, Hassan al-Ayari, one of their top debaters, they all cheer and celebrate him, right? He said publicly, and I put up the videos on my social media. Did anyone see that? Anyone see those videos? On my Instagram, I can pull them out right now, where he's saying categorically that the Quran is corrupted just like the New Testament and the Old Testament. And the original Quran is with the Mahdi. So for the last 1,000, and the Quran came for what? The Quran tells us in Surah Baqarah. Yes? What does it say? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. It was in the month of Ramadan when the Quran was revealed. For what? Oh Allah, for what? هدى للناس, as a guidance for humanity. For the last 1,200 years we have been deprived of that guidance. It is not with us. Allah sends down the Quran for our guidance and takes it away. It goes into a cave for the last 1,200 years. Again, every claim I'm making today, take me up on it. I dare you. Challenge me on it and I'll produce evidence. If you don't challenge me, and if you curse me online, Adnan Rashid Nasabi, Adnan Rashid the enemies of Ahlul Bayt, Adnan Rashid the Kafir, Adnan Rashid the Munafiq, Adnan Rashid the Zionist, Adnan Rashid the Kada wa Kada wa Kada, none of this is going to do anything for me. It's going to make me do more work, inshallah. It's going to make me more motivated that I must be doing something right. Answer my questions. Answer my questions. If what I am saying, you don't have answers to these questions, then take your Shahada and come to Islam. Accept Islam. We did the same thing with the Qadianis. Qadianis, we were putting the writings of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani in front of them. We were saying, please justify these to us. Okay, you're preaching your religion to us, the Qadiani religion. These are the works of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani. These are his claims. These are outright lies, blatant, open lies. Can you justify them to them? No, you are a bigot. You don't understand. You don't want to understand. Your mind is blocked. Your brain is blocked. This is not an answer. Okay? Calling me all these things is not an answer. Answer my questions. If what I'm saying is true, if the Quran tells us that this book cannot be corrupted, then your books are corrupted. Your Al-Kafi is a lie. Your Man La Yahdurul Faqih is a lie. Your Al-Istabsar is a lie. Your At-Tahdhib is a lie. And your lies attributed to Imams, in particular two Imams, Imam Muhammad al-Baqir and Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq, are lies. They are free of these lies. Just like Isa alayhi salam is free of the Trinity. Okay, just like Musa alayhi salam is free of all the khurafat you can find in the Talmud, right? Your books attributing lies to the two Imams, okay, are absolute lies.